groundbreaking ceremony, which is of the speeches.
One more.
Soon after, we are requested, the rest of us, members of the diplomatic corps,
Prime Minister.
God's blessing in this project. I think it's important that we, in the process, it mentions that unless
the Right Honourable Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern, the New Zealand High Commissioner Mr. Jonathan Kerr, representatives from Rice and Monash University, members and elders of the Tamavua-i-wai community, ladies and gentlemen, Bulavinaka, Kia ora, and a very good afternoon to you all. I understand it's a bit hot, but we'll go through this program very soon. Prime Minister, on behalf of the government and people of Fiji, it is an honor for me to welcome and thank you most sincerely for visiting this community. It is fitting, Prime Minister, that we are here at the Tamavua-i-wai, which is the pilot site for Rice project. Rice Fiji aims to improve the health and well-being of 3,600 Fijians living in 12 informal settlements around Greater Suva area. This project will use innovative, community-driven, nature-based methods to address health, environment, water and sanitation issues faced by people in the informal settlements. You will hear more regarding the Rice project from the team leader, Professor Rebecca Brown, from Monash University. Prime Minister, the Rice project complements the Fijian government's vision of upgrading informal settlements and supplying safe drinking water and improved sanitation services to every Fijian household. We would like to express our profound gratitude and appreciation to the New Zealand government for providing much needed assistance, including the provision of a technical advisor who is working with the Ministry of Housing and Community Development to review the housing policy for Fiji. This is without a doubt a critical component of the reforms in the housing sector to address many challenges linked to the safe and affordable housing. Prime Minister, partnerships on projects such as Rice and Koreipita Model Town are great examples of protecting vulnerable communities that need assistance the most. Through your government's continued support, we are able to forge ahead with much needed infrastructural work with the installation and improvement of utilities, including roads, water, and electricity in the communities we are currently serving. These projects perfectly complement our ongoing housing development programs because it also addresses the very critical issue of climate resilience in the most vulnerable areas in our communities. To conclude, Prime Minister, I would like to once again thank you on behalf of the Fijian government and the beneficiaries of the RISE program in Fiji for your very kind support to improve the quality of lives of our people. Vinaka Vakulevu and Dhanuva.
Kia ora koutou katoa, ngā mihi nui kia koutou, and Nisa Bulavanaka. I want to begin by acknowledging the Minister for Housing and Local Government. It's a real pleasure to visit with you today. And I also acknowledge our High Commissioner and all the speakers, particularly those who are representing the work of RISE here today, but most importantly, those who have represented the voice of the community. I was touched by your words, and from your words I get the feeling that, well, I hope I'm not being too presumptuous in saying this. I'd like to think now that perhaps I can become now, instead of Prime Minister here, that I can just be friend. And that means, and please, when I next come, please do not put me on a stage. I would rather sit with you if that's okay, because I feel a little bit like the Queen sitting up here. So next time, we all sit together, because if New Zealand is now synonymous here with you, then that's as it should be. I wanted to share a little bit of why this project is important to us. And we've heard a little bit about how it works. And how it's making sure that it meets future challenges, because it's not just about making sure that there is good infrastructure, that we have good sanitation going forward, although that's very important. It has to be sustainable, because we are facing an environment, and Fiji knows this better than anyone, where our environment is changing. As we face the challenges of climate change, and you yourself have experienced and know the consequences of flooding, we have to build resilient communities. And so I really commend RISE, because you are factoring that into the work that you're doing and making sure that this project lasts and it can be replicated elsewhere. So thank you for doing that in the face of those challenges. I also want to say, in the face of those challenges, Fiji is a leader in the world. The voice of the Pacific is so important on the world stage right now as we remind other world leaders of the real impacts of the environment that you're facing daily. And you are already a voice on the world stage. I wanted you to know that, and I wanted you to know how important it is that your voice is being heard. But here's the other reason why this project is so important to us. There's lots of reasons why over the last few years I've been reminded of the fact that despite the fact that we live in different parts of the Pacific, and sometimes we support different rugby teams, not all the time. Sometimes we support the same team, and I remember you are Olympic champions. As long as you don't support Australia, then I think we're all fine. But even though we live in different parts of the Pacific and we have different cultures, there is much that unites us. And nothing unites us more than our shared humanity. There is a famous saying that I like to use a lot from a past Prime Minister. His name was Norman Kirk. He was a great man. And he once said that all anybody ever really needs is somewhere to live, something to do, someone to love, and something to hope for. We all, no matter where we live in the Pacific, have that same basic need and those same basic rights. And so what RISE is doing here and the work we're doing together is about some of those most basic things that connect us as humans. We can never realize the potential of everyone in the Pacific if we don't meet their basic needs of sanitation, clean water supply, shelter, and safety from some of those environmental changes we're seeing. And so I'm reminded that no matter where we live, we have a duty to one another to see the potential of everyone realised by making sure those basic needs are met so that then everyone has hope. Everyone can fulfill their potential. Everyone can fulfill the opportunities that exist for them in this wonderful place called the Pacific. So that's a little bit why this is so important to us. We are all connected by our shared humanity and by the fact that we are friends. I hope that we continue to see the benefit of what here, might seem just a number on a page, but $3 million, that means 2,000 people benefiting from a project that realises all of those goals. 2,000. I know there is more work to do, but I'm confident we can keep doing it together as friends. Thank you so much for having me here today. Please, next time we sit together. Manaka baka lebu.
Women, but also to young aspiring leaders in Fiji, and I'm sure.
We're starting construction today to cumbersome to reach areas like this. So the sky those
Sorry, Minister, are you ready? I'm ready to start. Yes, I am.
New Zealand feels like enough for me. How about we cut it down?